Are you a more advanced runner? Or maybe you've hit a plateau and you're just not sure what to do next to keep your race times falling? Well, in this video, I want to talk about some advanced race and training strategies to help you get over that hump and get that big goal that you've been searching for. This is for advanced runners or those runners who just want that extra edge. Maybe you've hit a plateau. Maybe you just have an enormous goal coming up and you want every advantage. This video is for you. Okay, advanced strategy number one is to dramatically increase your weekly volume. But the key is not with actual running. That would probably make you get an injury. We don't want that. Instead, we're gonna use low-risk cross-training to dramatically increase your total volume. Now, I've done this with pool running, I've done this with cycling in the past, and it's a strategy I love to use with my private clients because it allows them to saturate their physiology with higher volume training when they otherwise couldn't. Now, would it be better if we were doing this with all running? Yes, it would. Running is more specific to the sport, obviously, and there's a really important neuromuscular component to running a lot, where even if you're already running 100 miles a week, going up in mileage is gonna give you more neuromuscular adaptations and your running economy is likely to improve. And this is why you get those additional adaptations that we're looking for. But if we can't do it with running, the next best thing is to do it with cross-training. So let's just imagine we are going out for another training run, another easy zone 1 or zone 2, easy effort training run, except it's on the bike or it's in the pool. We're just not doing it with running. And what this is gonna do, it really help your aerobic fitness, your aerobic metabolism in a way that just doesn't have the same injury risk as running. Let's aim to build our capacity for cross-training so that we can get in 3 to 5 hours a week on top of our normal training volume with running. Now, the reason why this is an advanced strategy is not because it's inherently difficult. I don't think that's true, but it's advanced because most runners are simply not going to do it. Most runners are not going to take that much time out of their week to layer on all that additional cross-training. So if you're interested in learning more about cross-training, check out a really great podcast episode I did recently with Megan Flanagan on all things cross-training and adding other sports to your training. But this is a great strategy if you've got a Peloton or stationary bike at home, and you can just get on the bike and do some easy spinning 2, 3, 4 times a week as a double session. A little bit of an advanced strategy. Most runners are not going to do it. I know would rather be running, but a really effective way at driving up your endurance without the injury risk. All right, advanced strategy number 2 is to actually spend time getting fast. Let's train for middle distance races like the mile, the 2 mile, the 3K, maybe the 5K. We're starting to get into longer middle distance races when we get to the 5K. But the reason for this is also because not many adult runners actually do it. If you want to be a good half marathoner or marathoner, you need to have a really high speed ceiling. And if you spend a season training for a really short middle distance race, like a mile or a very similar distance, you're gonna have to do a lot more speed development. You're gonna do a lot more VO2 max training. And if you're still doing decent mileage and having a good long run, you have no reason to worry about your endurance, but you have every reason to worry that you're gonna get a lot faster. And by driving your shorter distance times down, you're rising that ceiling, you're improving your running economy, your VO2 max in ways that you really just don't ever do when you're training for a longer race like a half or a marathon. Now, the key here is don't just choose 1 mile race at an all-comers track meet, register for it, put all your eggs in that basket, and then say, great, I did a speed-oriented season. Let's actually put a lot of these races on the calendar if you can. If you can't, maybe we do time trials, maybe you have some of your friends pace you on the track for something like this. But the key here is give yourself a lot of opportunities to improve. Give yourself a lot of at-bats because these middle distance races, they go by really fast, they're over, and you start realizing, oh, I didn't go out too fast, I didn't go out fast enough, or I went out too fast, or I thought I was gonna die in the middle and I let the pace lag. But then I realized when I finished that it wasn't as bad as I thought. And you're gonna have all these thoughts on how you can be a more efficient racer the more you do it. So definitely get out there, enjoy yourself in these middle distance races. Very few adult runners do this, and you are gonna have a serious advantage if you spend some time actually working on your middle distance performances. Now, related to our first strategy, let's do a special mileage block. I've done a dedicated video on this topic before, and I'll put a link in the description here, but a dedicated mileage block is like base training, but with a more clear objective. The goal is to drive up your weekly or monthly mileage personal best. So let's focus on running more. Just like we focused on in the first advanced strategy with cross training, this one's more specific to the sport. Now, that also means it's a little bit more risky. Again, this is an advanced strategy. It's risky to increase your mileage because you're in uncharted waters. We are now taking on a workload that our body hasn't experienced before. And that's why I do like to focus on monthly mileage, because it's a more long-term look at your total running volume. And it forces you to think more long-term and take fewer short-term, maybe shortcuts to get your weekly mileage up. Now, this is a good opportunity to mention this video's sponsor, Lever. Lever has a unique treadmill attachment that allows you to actually take weight off your body so that you can run at a lower body weight. Sort of like running at a lower gravity, but it's a simple system that can attach to nearly any treadmill. And if you go to levermovement.com and use code STRENGTH20, you can save 20% on any system they have. And the key with the Lever is that as you are in this uncharted territory with mileage, the injury risk is high. We have to make sure we're fueling well. We have to make sure we're doing our strength training, sleeping really well, and reducing stress. But one way that we can make that extra mileage easier is by doing it at a lower body weight, using the Lever system to decrease the stress we're placing on our legs so that we can run the same mileage with a little bit less stress. And over time, you can keep increasing the weight so that you're then back up to your normal body weight and you can handle that mileage without any extra assistance.
My name is Connor Winter and I'm a professional marathoner with Tim Nan Elite and a user of the Lever. So my favorite way to use the Lever is when I need a recovery run or a double to take off some weight, but then allows me to go faster as well.
Our last strategy for you is to hire a coach. And I know I'm a running coach, but I don't really care who you hire as your coach. As long as you hire a coach, I firmly believe that any runner with big goals will improve after hiring a coach. A coach is your trusted advisor. They are that neutral second set of eyes that can look at you, your history and background, your history with mileage levels and cross training and workouts and all of the comprehensive nature of you as a runner and figure out the next best steps forward for you. And I think bringing a subject matter expert like that online to help you with whatever goal you might have can be really, really effective. It's going to make the improvement process occur a lot faster. So if you don't want to wait a couple years to qualify for Boston or break some time barrier that you've got in your mind, hiring a coach is a great way to short circuit that process and make your dreams a reality a little bit sooner. So whether you are an advanced runner or you've just hit a plateau and you're wondering, what can I do now to keep this ball rolling? I hope this video gave you a lot of ideas on how to keep this process happening, how to keep yourself improving on your performances. And again, a big thanks to Lever for making this video possible. Go to levermovement.com, use the link in the description of this video. With code STRENGTH20, you can get 20% off any system that they have. Thanks, Lever, for your support. And runners, no matter who you are and what goal you have, let's get after it. Let's work hard. Let's enjoy that work because I know it's going to help you become the runner you are destined to be.